Here's why most retirement accounts are the worst debt imaginable. Pretend for a minute that you need $50,000 and you've tapped all your resources. You don't have any, none of your friends are helping you, and the bank's already declined you. And you come to me and you're like, hey, Kelly, you tell me the sob story. And I just write you a check. I don't say anything. And I write in the memo line, loan, and I slide that over to you. What are you going to think about that? What are the two things you're going to want to know about my loan? I'm sure you said, what's the interest rate and what are the terms? Well, let's pretend I said this. Okay, here are the terms. Look, dude, you're hurting right now, and I don't need the money right now. We'll figure out the terms a little bit further down the road when you're capable of paying me back. Maybe. You might be okay with that. But if I said this about the rate, at a future date, at some point down the road later on, when I have an understanding of what my needs are then, I'll decide what interest rate I want to charge you and make it retroactive to today. How would you feel about that loan now? Well, you see, what I just described is the worst debt imaginable. Debt with an unknown rate and unknown terms. But this is what most Americans own for their retirement. What is the product? I just described it to a T. I already cued you in at the beginning. What I just described was a 401k and an IRA. Matter of fact, I described it perfectly. And how is that a perfect description? Because you have no idea what the terms are. None. You do right now, 59.5. You can't touch it. If you touch it before, there's a 10% penalty. You got to start taking required minimum distributions because they definitely want to get their money back at some point. Blah, blah, blah. You know how much you can contribute and all that. But can those terms change? Of course they can. And will they change them for your benefit or theirs? Well, whatever the government sees fit for themselves. And then how about the interest rate? Let me ask you this. If you have $1 million in your 401k, how much of it is yours? Do you know? Do you know how much of that $1 million is yours? Of course you don't. You don't until you take it out. You have no idea what rate it's going to be when you take it out. So this concept that you're just going to be in a lower bracket, how do you know? Really? And what does it take to be in a lower bracket? It takes lower income. So I have yet to meet somebody who climbed the mountain, saved their money, lived a certain lifestyle, and just so they can save taxes has to drastically decrease their lifestyle in retirement. That's not anybody's goal. You're making 120 grand and then you got to make 30 grand later on in order to save taxes. That's a shit plan. But you have no idea how much they're going to take. They own the terms and they own the rate. It is the worst debt imaginable. And everybody knows this. So what do you do instead? You get out of the rat race. It's really simple. You don't fund the accounts that they own and control. They always get more. That's why if you access it prior to age 59.5, you pay 10% more. A penalty. They always get more than what they allow you to defer. So what do? You just get out of their rat race. Why put yourself in it? Get yourself in a spot to where they can't tax it later on, to where you control the terms and you control the rates. And I tell you what, once you get there, you don't have to participate in all the BS. You don't have to be riding the roller coaster like everybody else does. And you don't have to guess. That's the best part. And yes, that's where life insurance contracts come into play. If you enjoy this content or find it valuable in any way, please follow and leave a comment for me. I'd really appreciate it. And don't forget that God loves you. The way you live your life today matters because you're building something for the way that you live your life later with Him. So put a smile on your face and know that you're blessed and loved. Have a great day.